A couple of weeks ago, I saw a movie that I didn't see a lot of people talking about.
Yeah.
And I really do not understand why that is, because it is an incredible movie.
It's called Eye in the Sky. So we're going to talk about it.
And we're drinking some English breakfast.
I guess let's quick recap this movie. It stars Helen Mirren, and it actually captures Alan Rickman's final performance.
Beautifully.
It starts out just with this small family, this woman baking bread, her young daughter Alia, and her husband in their small living complex in a suburb outside of Nairobi.
And we watch as, unbeknownst to them, the American-British military-industrial complex converges upon them because they live in the blast radius of what will be a drone strike. Oh, it's hard to watch, but it's also intensely pleasurable. Like, it sort of hits that really great intellectual pleasure center of smart people talking intelligently about a very important topic.
Yeah, that doesn't have clear answers. And at the same time, it's a very emotional film. Helen Mirren plays this British colonel. She's in a joint task force with a US-based drone pilot and then Kenyan-based intelligence, and they'll be the actual field unit.
And everyone has their own agenda. They have their own ethical guiding principles, personally and through the chain of command. And all of those things sort of intersect in challenging and complicated ways, and the film just really goes for trying to untangle this huge knot.
And it doesn't offer easy answers. It's a film that asks a lot of questions, both intellectually and emotionally.
It hides all the magic.
Yeah, it really does.
It
seamlessly introduces like 8 different characters spanning across the globe. Everything is like 2 minutes tops, maybe a minute.
One of the really, really great things about this movie that struck me over and over and over again as they keep introducing characters is the sheer number of women in roles that don't have to be female. No. Because really, 10 years ago, not even, this movie would have had 2 women in it. The young girl and her mom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
Everyone else would have been a dude.
And they wouldn't have been introduced at the beginning of the film. They would have been introduced as a turn later.
Yeah. And it's just so effective to have them so central, and then to have the head of the military operation be a woman, and the co-pilot of the drone be a woman, and there's a woman in the British Situation Room.
Which is fantastic, because that woman, she is probably the loudest advocate for there could be civilian casualties, and this is not acceptable. On an emotional level, on a moral level.
Propaganda war level.
On a propaganda war level, she's the one connected to all of this. And if she's the only woman in this film, she's the only one connected to a young girl and her mother, and she's the only one crying, suddenly that's your depiction of how women act in this situation.
I mean, the person with, I would say, the most vocal, demonstrative, emotional reaction to the situation is Aaron Paul, the dude, the drone pilot.
Which makes sense. He's the one directly
responsible for the hit.
His hands literally on the trigger,
Yeah. And he does have a very compelling emotional reaction to this. And you also have a female Kenyan operative.
Yes.
And you have women in support positions under Helen Mirren and in American intelligence as well. And the story is so much richer for it, because I actually do think that reflects the actual world better than having just rooms full of dudes talking about this stuff. And you can't argue that women don't have a different, and therefore valuable simply for being different, perspective on this stuff. You should be having them in those rooms just to have a different voice and a different set of life experiences. And you get the breadth of phenomenal performances. I mean, from people you expect an amazing performance from Helen Mirren, that's no question.
Alan Rickman, obviously.
There's just some magic in a compelling performance that surpasses all of your expectations, though they be so high.
It's so great to see Barkhad Abdi get an actual role again.
A real good role.
Man, he's fantastic.
He's so talented, and it's one of those things where he could so easily be a victim of that people of color nominated for Oscars sinkhole.
Yeah, he is one of the heavyweights in the heavyweight performances.
And so is Aisha Takao, who we've never seen in a movie
man.
before because
Yeah.
she's only like, what, 6?
Yeah.
But she's fantastic. Part of it is just her cheeks and her hula hoop skills.
We can't recommend this movie enough.
So we're going to read Supply with an Army, and we have a bevy of female characters to choose from.
How will we do it?
I'm going to go and give an army to the female MP.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I think I trust her with one.
I would trust her with an army. She really feels like she wants to resist any kind of corruption of power. I would like to read Alia.
Oh.
Yeah. Just because she's like secretly learning to read
Oh.
and write and do math. Yeah.
So then, who are we going to elect? The drone co-pilot?
Yeah.
It was her first mission. God
Ooh.
bless her.
Ooh. Man, that's another thing. Another movie, we would be focused on just her or just Aaron Paul. And I think this movie really benefits from the diversity of eyes through which we see Eye in the Sky. It allows for the viewer to kind of have your own experience, and you're not sort of forced into one, which is a very political move, I think.
So, 5 stars from us. Go see this movie. Yeah.